Ooh, yes.
Extra volume.
You're hitting me with the volume, and I love it.
Okay.
From Hey Frase.
It's a podcast,
Not a cast pod.
every day.
She'll make you say,
Oh my God.
she got the scoop.
On Pop Culture News.
So grab a drink. It ain't what you think.
Get Sarah and the crew.
Hi, crew. Oh my God. Welcome to Monday. It's the day after St. Patrick's Day, and it's a brand new Hey Frase show. We are live on YouTube, as we are every single Monday and Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 9:30 a.m. for our West Coast fans. And, you know, an hour here, an hour there for everyone in between. And I believe the last time I checked, we have a lot of people listening. I don't know what the time change is in Brazil, but we have a lot of
Brazil?
we have a high number of Brazilian fans, which is interesting to me. They must be learning how to speak English because, I mean, like why? Like what?
You're probably learning all your dirty vocabulary here.
They must be learning something. I have no idea. But anyway, I always get the demographics of the breakdown, and for some reason, Brazil is like closely behind LA.
What?
In downloads. Yeah, it's really crazy.
I love that. Okay, welcome Brazilians.
You need to know how to say like thank you in what they speak Spanish, I'm assuming, in different dialects of Spanish.
Sarah,
Portuguese.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. What?
Sorry.
You're brilliant, and you're telling me that you think they speak Spanish in
brilliant.
Brazil?
No, I'm not brilliant.
I studied Portuguese in college.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Oh
I
my
couldn't
God.
tell you how to say thank you, though. I know that your welcome is obrigada or something.
It's two completely different languages.
Well, yes, thank you. I know it's two different languages, but
It's still
didn't know
considered
what
one of the
it is.
love languages, like Italian, Spanish, Portuguese. Okay, you're welcome for all the lessons you're learning today.
Wow, look at you dropping the knowledge already. I mean, you dropped so much knowledge. I
I
got
clearly learned nothing in my language class in college, though.
AJ and I get to spend an extra amount of time together from Wednesday's show until today.
Yes, we spent a lot of time together.
We were in a comedy show, and I really want to bring up Ethan. You probably have the cell phone, but I want to. I think it's is it the couples comedy show? What's the title of the show?
Couples therapy.
Couples Therapy.
Yes.
And it is by a DC comic. It's put on by a guy named Ramin, who is so awesome, who you'd been communicating with, and last minute ends up inviting us to be guests on his show.
Right.
So tell people what it's about, because I thought it was so awesome. I had such a great time with you on Thursday night. They were generous for us to come up. There were two fabulous comics. One woman who's like so striking and beautiful.
Yeah.
She was just unbelievable.
They've seemed like super young, hip DC comics. It was really cool.
Yes.
But we went to the show, and it's all centered around couples and like talking about the funny things that nobody really wants to bring up. But there was like all these couples in the audience, sold out show. And so we went up. So basically, the format of the show is two comics, and then we go up, and we kind of just like we're like the special guests, and he asks us like, "What are your love lives like? What stories do you have?" So of course, I'm like, "Well, Sarah's getting married but isn't engaged yet." So we talked about that. Talked about my hilarious story when the birds fly on me and the dog is licking my crotch, and like that whole story with when I dressed up in the lingerie and it just like didn't work out. Talked about that. Tried to like blow that up, make that funny. I think people laughed.
Oh, and then he does this really cool thing on your table where there's like a comment card, and you can ask a question about sex, right?
Right.
So when we go to get on, AJ's like, Sarah has one, and I'm like, oh, bitch. All right, okay. I guess I thought it was anonymous, but not ours. So mine was like, how do you get your man to go down on you more often? Okay, like my man goes south, but it's like, I mean, you know me, I have a very high sex drive. Like it could be nonstop with me.
Okay, but the one thing that you said that I absolutely was like, we cut the show. You said, so you asked, I had to get your question out. Why? What can I do to make my man go down on me more? And then your admittance to I'll go down on Dan when he's like dirty and sweaty was disgusting. Everybody in the audience was like,
loved it.
Did they? I think they're ready to like cut you out. I was like, you're like, yeah, give me the more sweat, the better. And everybody's like, you don't like a clean schlong? And you're like, no.
Okay, first of all, that audience was filled with prudes. When they got to the threesome question, they were like, who's had a threesome? Everyone was like, crickets. I'm like, shut the... Okay, you all in here, oh my God. Lord, you've had more dicks than we can count on two hands put together. And y'all are sitting here going like you haven't had threesomes. Get the fuck out.
You didn't put your hand up.
That's because I'm trying to have a threesome, but my husband is like super he's a fucking swan, okay? My dude mates for life. He wants like no other vagina, no other schween. But I'm down.
But yet he doesn't even want yours because he won't go down on you often.
Not enough.
I don't know if Dan is really a swan. Schman is really the swan that we think.
Well, I mean, he goes south, but like it's not. I mean, like I don't think once a month. But here's the thing: is like that's a legit thing because how many guys in the audience, like none of them cheered that they wanted to do that. And I'm sorry,
You're right.
It
But then we got to the question of do you clean shave? Or do you leave a landing strip? And Sarah's like Bush, and we're like, everybody was like, no wonder he don't go. Like you need to at least trim a little bit. I mean, you are Bozo the clown down there.
I am. Honest to God, I wish you could see right now. Have you ever seen
we
men
don't want to.
where like the leg hair grows right up into the pubes and you
Yes,
can't
yes.
tell the line? That is what mine currently looks like.
There-
I'm not
okay,
even
so then you
lying.
ask about Dan not going schman, not going down, and then here we are. I think we have arrived at the. Anyway, the show was so fun. Then Saturday,
So fun.
We did live pop-up podcast at Bloomie's,
Oh my God, that was amazing.
and you did the morning makeup date, which is super fun.
The morning makeup date was great. It could not have been better. And what Bloomingdale's does it twice a year. Their spring collection and their fall collection, and it's about an hour show with featuring. And they bring in makeup artists that work at Bloomingdale's in New York and Atlanta, like all over, and then some that are local here in DC. And they showcase different makeup techniques: contouring, smoky eye, perfect skin, everything you want. And then in the afternoon, it's the first time they hired us to do a pop-up podcast.
Yes.
We had a blast.
With the DJ, like there was a local DJ, it was us. It was really fun. We did facials on air, which by the way, like my face did feel really good after, but like it was stinging really bad. I was like, this is normal? Is it? Yeah, I thought my face was like gonna start reacting real fast, but I feel great now.
It really did
So
tingle.
thank you to them. It did. What was that, Clinique?
Estee Lauder, I
It was
think.
Estee Lauder, yeah.
Yeah.
So they had their whole new line of like you can give yourself your own facial.
And let us tell you, that one worked. Like,
And it was like super exfoliating. I think it dug to my core, and like it stung real bad. But after I felt great.
we were sitting there holding on, like, okay. And she's like, you might feel a little tingling. We're like, shit's burning now. Like, we're on fire.
Is this normal to feel like my face is on fire?
Our pores are
Oh.
tight as hell.
Then I want to bring this out because Sarah went out for a drink with me after our live comedy show
Okay,
Thursday
yes.
night.
Oh, this was good.
You're like, do you want to go get a drink? I'm like, it's 9:30. It's past your bedtime. She's like, no, I'm ready to go. We get to the place. She's falling asleep at the table. I'm like, okay, your burst of energy has just completely diminished, and now we're just dying. You're like, yeah, I think the show is great. I'm like, wake the freak up.
I really used the energy on our live show appearance for the couples comedy. Like,
And then all of your energy was donezo.
was donezo by the time we got there.
Then you almost made out with like this group of guys that, which we talked about at our Bloomies event. We met this group of guys and they were actually having a divorce party, not a bachelor party. It was just a group of guys. So you thinking bachelor party? No, quite the opposite.
That was hysterical. We walk in, I knew it was either bachelor party or like.
I forget people have parties for divorces. I guess it's true. Yeah.
So these guys tell us they're there for their friend Eric, that
Yeah.
he's just got divorced.
Who was doom and gloom. Buddy looked rough. He did not look happy at all.
I'm like, dude, I know why she left your ass. Crack a smile. Like, I mean, right? I mean, come on. Who wants to be married to a guy the entire time?
Dude was doom and gloom. We're like, how are you? He's like, fine.
I know.
Well, your ass was like, whoa, oh my God, where are you guys sitting? Like, as soon as we walk in, you're like ready to make out. You're like, where are you guys sitting tonight? Is this for a bachelor party? And then Eric just like pops up. He's like the smallest one of the group. He's like, no, it's for a divorce party. And you're like, oh, that sucks. Do you have any kids?
Like, it's just so.
I really need to find out, Am.
I knew exactly why he was divorced. And he lost custody of the dog. I mean, how bad do you have to be as a spouse? You're
Lost
divorced
custody
and you
of the
lost custody
dog.
of the pet. You're a fucking
That's like
awful
the-
person.
That's even worse than kids, right? It's like, oh, you take the kids, but I want the damn dog. I'm taking the dog, dumbass. That's the only one-liner.
She fought
Oh, God.
his ass for that
She
dog.
did. She's like, let me take him out, Chihuahua. Oh,
Yes.
poor guy.
But then you end up. So the funny part was, right? Like at first when we met that group of guys, I didn't think they actually wanted us to hang out with them.
Me neither,
right? Like they
right?
seemed like, oh, you guys.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Where are you visiting from? We're like,
Because it was 80 degrees outside and Sarah was wearing a parka. They're like, you must not be from around here. You guys like from Florida, Cali? And Sarah's like, no, I'm from Maine. And they're like, well, why are you wearing a parka? It's 80 degrees outside.
'cause now is like a vegan lifestyle. You're freezing all the time. You know,
You're just skin and
yeah.
bones, just
I am.
cold.
I'm wasting away.
You need these biscuits we got in front of us.
I'm gonna eat like a ton of them because I'm telling you. I mean, I'm like hanging on. My
Hanging
organs
on by a thread. You need some sustenance, bitch. You need to eat some chicken. Like, you need to get that meat. I'm a
That's the
little worried
truth.
about you. So then, okay, the whole time we're getting drinks. Meanwhile, the staff sucks. So we're just like trying to get a drink. And then these guys twice come over and they're like, hey, we got a table over there. And we're like, we're not interested. Thanks. But of course, you're such a flirt that all the guys think you're like so interested in them. So I have to like cut your vagina off. I'm like, stop it. She doesn't want you guys. Go to your divorce party. Have a good time. We are going to live our chick life and have a couple drinks. And then I'm knocking stuff over here. And then they come back the last time and they're like, hey, we're heading out. You guys want to come with us? And you're like, no.
I know. They like, how many times did they hang out? They were like looking for us to come back out with them.
We're like, what image did we give you guys? We really wanted to hang. But
I need to walk around with a shirt that just says cock tease because I have no intention. I'm the
you're
biggest cock
such a blue
tease.
baller. We need to get merch that says blue baller.
Yes. There's blue bloods and then there's blue baller, and I'm
We're
the
at
blue
the ladder.
baller. I'm gonna get that shirt because
You need to.
don't I do that? I do
You
it all the
get
time.
everyone so excited,
and then
so
I kissed
hyped
the
up.
manager on the lips of the improv, and you were like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I wasn't even going to bring that up. Sarah, okay, does everyone else like
I
say
don't care.
hi and they give a couple, like
Doesn't
give
bother me.
smooches? Like we're heading out the door of the DC Improv and you just go, bye, I'm so great seeing you. Mwah, land a big smacker on the guy's lips. And I'm like, did I just see this bitch kiss this man? What? What? I was like, what is going on?
Don't you greet people like that? Does anyone else
Sarah,
kiss on the lips?
Ain't nobody greeting their friends with kisses.
I kiss my uncles.
Hey,
some of
we
my
don't-
uncles on
we
the
do not
lips.
kiss because
Yeah.
if you tried, I would smack you
Come
upside
right
the
over here.
No.
Come on. It's your mom's worst nightmare. Come and get over here.
Literally. Oh my God. See?
I'd kiss anyone on the lips.
I've never seen you do that before.
I was feeling very sentimental. You know, when we went to the improv, I walked in and I thought we never should have left. Like, comedy
You always do
is
this, yeah.
on a high.
It is.
When we first started, that's how I met you.
But
You
were
and
trying to-
Irene.
you were trying to make a splash there. You're like, remember me forever. Here's my lips.
I really did. I was like, just remember this last kiss.
And he went right in for it like it was normal. Like you guys do that all the time. And I was right behind you and I was like, did that just, was that a, and then we walk out. I'm like, did you just, and you go, yeah. And I'm like, all right. Well, back to the divorce party. I go out
God.
Friday night for dinner with a friend. And at this rando restaurant, I see the group of guys and they all go, AJ. I felt like a celebrity. I was like, you know me. What's up?
And Eric was like, hi.
Eric looked madder than ever. I was like, we thought this would lift your spirits, Eric. And he was still down in the dumps.
I'm fine.
Dumpster trash.
He was.
Everything's fine.
That was what killed it for me.
God.
Like the other guys were kind of cute. I was like, okay, this could be a good night. But then once I scrolled to Eric, I was like, no,
Yikes.
peace on. Like no thanks.
Move on. You weren't going to kiss him on the lips goodbye.
Hell no. Like his ass needed to shave his head. He had like patchy hair. It was like 3 hairs comb over. And he was fucking depressed as hell over that chihuahua. I'm like, dude.
no. Oh, God. We were like, you should be excited. He's like, not really. Life is kind of over for me. We're like, okay, there's no helping you. Anyways, it was such a random thing. And I was like, if I'm seeing this group again, like it must be fate. Like I need to go out with them for a drink. I didn't even take a damn picture with them. I left in my Uber.
Oh, I wish you had. That would have been great.
I know, to show you guys, because it was a whole group of guys and they were all drinking this expensive bottle of wine. They're like, hey, we're drinking wine. You should come sit. And anyways, I feel like I passed up on a good opportunity.
It was an incredible week. So hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Hopefully you're recovering from your St. Patrick's Day. We have to say hi to Sarah, who's on the live stream. Reverend Rashim is on the live stream. We absolutely love you. Liz is on. Oh my God, I'm going to say it wrong. Is it Shante? I think it's Shantez. Okay, Rebecca is on, so thank you guys for joining. We're always live on YouTube right now at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to share it with a friend, tell somebody, and of course you can always catch it later if you don't catch us live. So we have a really special guest today. We have some more stories that we want to talk about and get into. I am so inspired by our guest, and I feel like with this show, we are mostly entertaining and funny, but we do like to bring you. I'm always fascinated by people's like struggle, right? Like the struggle
yeah.
to become successful.
Because let me tell you, it ain't an easy road. It's not.
There's some massive potholes along the way, as we know.
Huge. Traffic, jams, big,
Crazy.
So we love success stories.
So Leslie Riley, I met when I was working at Channel 5 at Fox 5, and she is the CEO and the founder of Mama Biscuits. And this company is in Maryland. It's the first company, as far as in the DC region, to ever distribute biscuits like nationwide. And she has an incredible story. This woman auditioned and did not get into MasterChef, right? So she's rejected from MasterChef. She starts out her business with a bang, but expands too quickly in Whole Foods, has to pull back.
Whole Food, amazing.
Okay, can't get a loan, ends up like bringing herself up from the bootstraps, getting loans from like family members, creates this incredible business that is now like nationwide in Walmart, like in
Incredible.
yeah, going back into Whole Foods. So I am just so inspired by her story. And it's really rooted in faith and family. And when we were talking yesterday on the phone, what I loved about her too is like, she was just like, you'll know timing when it's right to like move on. And just talking to another businesswoman, it was just so cool. And I love this woman. Black owned business, female owned, like totally, working 2 jobs, all these things that I think is just so inspiring for other young men and women that listen to the show to hear.
Oh, definitely. These are like my favorite stories.
She's
They're such feel good.
They really are. And I think too, because at least for me, every time I look in most papers, most interviews, it's always like they interview people after they're already like wildly successful.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, like I love the founder of Spanx, right? And she does have a struggle story, but then it's just like, it became $1 billion business. You know what I mean? And you're
Yes. And so now looking back, you're like, did you even struggle with the starting of
right.
it? Yeah. So
And like Mark Zuckerberg, you're like, you struggled for 2 years
Right.
when we were all struggling in college. And now you're like 18. So I love people that are in the process and what actually works. And I think too, you always just hear the success stories. Oh, like I got this grant and then my business like all came together. And you're like, well, no, for most of us, it's, you're trying to get a loan, you're trying to make things happen. They don't, you're borrowing. So I love her story.
can't wait to get and talk into her.
So we're going to have her on in a few minutes, but we did want to thank some of our sponsors first. And then we also wanted to get to a couple of stories, some other ones that happened over the weekend because there's so much going on in our lives. I feel like it's bananas. So also BioClarity, we love them. Many of you have checked out their clean and green skincare brand. It's so great. And we love working with them on the Hey Fresh podcast. Now, they're really known for 2 skincare routines. The Clear Skin Routine, it's for combination oily or breakout prone skin, or their Essentials Routine, which is what I use for normal or dry skin. So I'll tell you about the Clear Skin Routine today. It comes with everything you need to get clear, glowing skin. It's a 3-step regimen, gets rid of breakouts, as well as clears and calms the skin, and is packed full of detoxifying nutrients. It's also antioxidant and includes a super special ingredient only in BioClarity products, which is Floralux, and it's all the natural goodness that replenishes a plant, and it's like the green juice. See, it takes like the light and transforms it and keeps the plant growing and replenishing. Their products are 100% vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free, sulfate-free, and artificial fragrance-free. 100% risk-free money-back guarantee. And right now, for listeners of the Hey Fresh podcast, you'll save 40% on their skincare routines, which is what I love. I'm realizing I really love a deal. I really love a bargain. You can get that plus an additional 15% off everything on their website. It's an incredible deal happening right now when you enter my code Frase at checkout. So go to bioclarity.com, get 40% off skincare routines plus an additional 15% off everything on their website just by using code Frase. Okay. Also, Talkspace. We're all about therapy on here. Have you started your therapy, by the way? Age? No, not yet, right?
Not yet. We're working so much that I don't even have time, but I'm still really, I'm going to do it.
I know, you've got to, because it will also teach you how to say no. It'll teach you like great boundaries, which I still struggle with.
I struggle with every day.
I know, I do too. But life can be stressful between work, family, and everything in between. It's not always easy to find time for yourself. We all need someone to talk to, a person who can support us through rough patches or even the everyday ups and downs of life. That is so true. That's where Talkspace comes in. Talkspace online therapy makes taking care of your mental health more affordable and convenient than ever before. Simply provide your preferences for therapy, and Talkspace will match you with one of their 3,000 therapists the very same day. Send your therapist unlimited text, audio, picture, or video messages from anywhere at any time, and you'll hear back daily, 5 days per week. All you need is a computer with an internet connection or the Talkspace mobile app. No matter what you're going through, you are not alone. Join more than 1 million who feel happier with Talkspace. You no longer have to visit multiple therapists in order to find the right one. Talkspace is dedicated to helping everyone live happier lives. 1 in 5 children deals with mental health issue in their lives. Talkspace is great for teens. That's why Talkspace is now offering counseling for teens between the ages of 13 and up. With Talkspace, teens can message a licensed counselor from the phone or computer anywhere, anytime. That means no appointments, scheduling hassles, or extra commutes. Now you can help take care of your child's well-being with the help of a professional in an easy and affordable way. We're all about that. Talkspace has more than 3,000 licensed therapists who are experienced experienced in addressing the challenges we all face. To match with your perfect therapist for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy, go to Talkspace.com. Make sure to use code Frase to get $45 off your first month and show your support for this show. You want to know how you can support us, support myself, AJ, all the fabulous guests. You can frequent any of our clients that we talk about, the people that advertise on this show. So Talkspace, Advantage Financial, BioClarity, all of them. So again, make sure to use code Frase to get $45 off your first month and show support for this show. That's Frase, and it's Talkspace.com. AJ, I wanted to ask you a couple of stories, and I feel like we're going to run out of time, but I feel
As
like
always.
I know we always run out of time. We definitely need a bonus show because I want to talk all about my engagement ring struggle, but we're not even going to get to that. I feel like my
Save for
mom.
Wednesday. We do need a bonus show. I was going to say Save for Wednesday, but it's actually it's a very important story.
No, on Wednesday, I want to talk about the pre-Cana Catholic classes that we took, which were like.
The advice that the priest gave, I was so surprised. It's kind of archaic.
I mean, I'm not even gonna. I'll like save it for Wednesday. I could not even believe it. I mean,
Me neither.
I want to get your mom in here.
Oh, do you though? I don't know. It would be a blowout. She'd be like, "You should wait for marriage, Sarah."
I know. I would love to hear her thoughts because I'm like, I'm totally struggling, like whether to go forward or not.
I know. It was Catholic classes. It wasn't Christian classes.
No, it's like Catholic church
Cana
classes.
classes. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, they're intense. And we just had to do 173 questionnaire over the weekend. We have to take it separately. You can't share the answers with each other until like after you've both taken it.
Where
and
do you
then you
take
can
them?
discuss
Like at home?
online. And then you
Online?
meet with the priest again.
And he goes over your answers.
Yeah. I don't
Have you
know
guys
that he's
talked
going to
about
be
raising-
happy where he's
Have you talked about raising kids and like
We
the
have.
financial? Oh, okay. So you're kind of in agreement with a lot of the stuff because that's what I think a lot of the questions. Have you haven't taken like you haven't seen the questions yet?
No, I took it and Dan took. I think Dan is taking it today. So I'm worried about how they're going to match up.
Yeah, same girl. Good luck to that.
I'm totally thinking like, oh my God, maybe we shouldn't get married in the church.
How long did that take you? 175
It
questions?
takes you 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah. You sit online and you answer about it's agree, disagree, or uncertain. Let me tell you, there were a lot of uncertain checks, which I don't know. Because, I mean, how can anyone be certain about anything? How do you know? People change.
It's so true. But you guys, you know what? You've been with a good run for 6 years. I feel like if you don't know the person now, well, sheesh.
If you don't know me by now, I mean, when the hell are you ever going to know me?
But yes. After 6 years?
I'll tease that. Then my mom, you know, my mom lives in Maine.
Yes.
She's like a
Love
complete
her.
character, right?
Yeah. Yes, I love all your videos of her.
He got divorced from my stepfather probably like a year ago, right? They decided that they'd grown apart after like 15 or 16 years of marriage. Okay. So
yeah.
so they go buy separate homes, right? Then they hang out now every weekend together, every single weekend.
And now they just can't get enough of each other.
No, now they like hang out all the time. And my mom's just always like, we just never want to live together. It's so great. We get to go home and be separate, but then we hang out. They're forever. They went to some Irish supper like on Saturday night shopping. I'm like, what the fuck?
Maybe they just need separate bedrooms.
So get this. Then the engagement ring that she had that my stepfather bought her like years ago, right?
Right.
She doesn't want it. He doesn't want it back. His kids don't want it. We don't want it.
I don't want that thing back.
It's like, I don't know. It's not very attractive, right? So she goes this weekend. She's like, I'm pawning a bunch of jewelry. You don't want it. Nobody wants it. I'm taking it. I'm trading it in. I'm using the money towards like a vacation or your
Yeah.
wedding. Okay, fine.
You're like, okay, I can't fight with that. Let's get this $5,000.
So, right? So she tells me that he originally years ago paid like $10,000 for the ring.
And okay, and that was back then. So now you're probably like, okay, we could be getting what, 15K?
Okay, right? Her goal was to get 5,000. Guess how much it appraised for?
Is it in the thousands even still? I'm going to say $1,500.
$150. Okay, folks, $150. I feel like people shit out $150 these days. Like,
Sarah,
what?
A ring that was $10,000 now cost. Now, what kind of pawn shop did she go to? Like on the corner where it's like, hey, we'll take $150 for this. What kind of pawn shop?
Maybe she needs to go. Like I said, maybe you need to like leave Maine and try somewhere else. Okay.
Go to the Diamond District in New York City.
Okay, maybe that. He said that basically, so this is like freaking me out on my search for my engagement ring. He said that people don't want diamonds anymore. That they're going with like high-end colored stones like emeralds, rubies, pink diamonds because diamonds are they flooded the market. Everybody has one. Everyone has all the high quality or whatever. So, and then with like other
Lab grown, probably.
He said that now they're not worth shit.
What? What did your mom say? I would have been pissed.
She's pissed. She's like,
You should get another opinion, right? Because
this happens to my mom all the time. You know, my mom is like made the worst investments. Like she bought all these dolls, right? We spent thousands of dollars on dolls. She had the doll collection of 500 appraised. That like came in at like 1,500. Okay, my mom's like 500. She's like 1,500. I spent $1,500 on one doll.
why didn't she invest in like real estate or the stock market? Why is she buying dolls?
Great question, my friend. I wish I could have asked her that too, but I was 13 at the time. I have no idea why she was spending our life inheritance on fucking dolls.
Okay,
And
poor
antiques.
financial decisions.
She and my
Antiques
stepfather
could be good.
No, they're not worth shit. What millennial do you know wants antiques? None. My mom and stepfather once rented a van, went to Canada. They thought they were going to get all these deals and steals on all these antiques. They load it up, they bring it back, only again 5 years later to have it appraised, and she got $300 for the lot. Like, I'm not
Like the storage wars. Your
I'm not kidding.
failed storage wars right there. Oh, that's so sad. Yikes. All right, so the financial
My brother's taking the
choices.
credit card away from her. He's like, "You're done. This is it. This is the last."
Well, you know what your
appraisal."
brother is investing in? Domes. Clear plastic domes. So it's not like he's doing anything spectacular either. I mean, those domes are cool, but
They've at least paid for themselves.
That's
Meanwhile,
true.
We're like, Mom, name one investment that's even broke even at this point. I mean, you spent more.
Oh, God.
$300. That was the gas money to get to Montreal, for God's sakes. Like, I mean, you're at zero.
so she's going to get a second opinion on this diamond ring. And then now, but we thought we found your diamond ring at Bloomies this weekend. And now you're like,
She calls me. She's like, think twice. I'm like,
I would
okay,
too.
I'm like, okay,
are diamonds not worth anything?
I don't know. But now I'm like paranoid. Because I'm like, oh my God.
My, I think I would do the color. We looked at
Like,
champagne
don't
rings.
bother.
That's considered a diamond as well. I don't know where to go from here.
Neither do I. I mean, a second opinion is probably good considering her financial background, but
What if you save all the money and just you and Shmano get tattoos on your ring finger?
I'm thinking that will probably increase. Like, we could slice off the skin later and sell it for more than this ring. I'm really nervous. I would be curious, like, if you're watching, I would be curious to see, like, if you've ever had your diamond appraised. But I did hear that. I heard that you should buy the engagement ring that you like for you and not
Okay.
as an investment.
And
I
just
don't
hopefully
know.
you and Shmano stay together forever. Then you never have to pawn off the ring.
We better. I feel like it's that survey. Uncertain. I'm like, dude, we're day by day. Like, what? I mean, come on.
You guys.
I can't say that. We're together forever. I'm crazy about him. Like I'm
indifferent
obsessed
about
over
you.
him. He came home last night. He went on a soccer tournament all weekend long.
Yes.
I couldn't sleep. I had to like sleep with the kitchen table up against the door because he's like my little.
Why? You live in like a fortress in that apartment building. I mean, really, like who's going to get in there? You live on like what? I'm not even going to name the floor because I'm just be giving away your entire apartment.
Because I just sleep with him so much. Like I'm always like so attached to him.
You go to bed before him. He's not even in bed. You just like having somebody in the apartment.
Right. And then he always he stays young because he'll do like his karate kicks. Like he took taekwondo when he was in 8th grade and he's always like, can I still kick? Hi-ya! And then he like kicks high in the air and he's like, I'm on guard.
Wait a minute.
babe.
Let me check something. Do you feel like Shmano would protect you against any home intruder? Because I got something to tell you. His waifish ass eating only vegan, he is going to kick the only thing he's kicking is the air, Sarah. Who is he protecting in that fortress of yours?
I don't know.
You think
Probably
his
nobody.
kung fu power is going to ward
His
off
kung
all-
fu skills. Yeah, he always says that. He's like, babe, I got you. And then he goes, hi-ya! And then he goes,
I don't
crotch
know.
kick, knee kick,
Shmano
head kick.
doesn't strike me as like the protector type. I feel very like friendly. Like I feel like he's just like such a good friend and not really like tough rumble.
I'm just trying to keep him on the karate kick because probably about a year ago, he told me, he's like, I'm going to take a gun safety course and I'm getting a gun. I'm like, okay, you grew up on video games? I don't think so.
When was this?
Like a year ago, he informed me that he'd like to take a gun safety course and he wants to buy a gun. I'm like,
still considering
for
this?
what? No, I'm distracting him with the karate. I'm like, babe, why do you need a gun when your karate's so good?
Keep on that karate line, babe. Keep doing that. That was years ago. What, he took karate in high school?
Yeah.
Still think he's got it though.
Yeah. Like, and I just don't think he's the most coordinated human being. So I like him.
That's what I'm thinking. Right.
Right.
I don't know.
Like him
Okay,
with a gun. I'm like, oh my God.
So you feel just as safe with a table in front of your door than you do with Dan?
like
Man.
I watch too many scary things on television.
You just
at
stop
night.
watching. Yes,
I was going to say late at night, but it's not really late. It's like 7:30.
7:30 at night.
But it's like
boy.
still dusk, which is also like, if people are going to break in, they usually wait till 2 or 3 a.m.
Right. When you're fast asleep.
Right. But anyway,
Well, I'm glad you feel really safe with Shmano.
I do. Okay, look, let's hit like 4 stories, and then I'm so excited to have Leslie on. So let's. You liked this story a lot, but a woman is going viral after posting a picture, and see, I can relate to this, of her dad mowing her mom's lawn, even though they've been divorced for 28 years. Cody McFate of Texas snapped a photo of her dad mowing her mom's lawn last week, and it's continued to go viral with thousands of shares. The 32-year-old says that she's proud of the relationship that she and her dad and her mom have, even though they haven't been married for years. She says that they always made the commitment to put their kids and their family first. Anyway, her stepfather had to work that day. Her mom had a back injury, so the dad was visiting from out of town and agreed to mow the lawn. Isn't that like so sweet?
38 years divorced, still mows her lawn.
Yeah. 28 years. Yeah.
28 years divorced.
Yes. Isn't that so sweet? Like, talk about like, see
Being
people
still being friends.
Yeah, can have like good relationships.
If I was ever to get divorced, I feel like I would want it be the same thing. Still keep in contact. And like, put your kids first, right?
Yes.
All right. So there's always hope for you and Schman. Get divorced, and whatever dog you guys end up having, because I don't know if you're having kids. I don't know.
Oh, we're definitely having a child. This is the year. I mean, my eggs are like drying up faster than the Sahara Desert.
You're shriveling up. You
They
gotta
are.
have kids soon.
Don't worry.
I really want you to get pregnant. I'm telling you, every weekend I check. I'm like, are you ovulating? Tell Shmano to get it together. I have a period tracker for you, not me, because I need to make sure that you're ovulating and you're.
Starting in July, we are going we're going Catholic Church all natural, like planning.
Family planning?
Yeah, 100%.
Now, are you going to try to get pregnant before the wedding?
No, I'm hoping to get pregnant after. But I feel like at my age, beggars can't be choosers. Like, it's going to be so hard for the sperm to swim up there. Like, I mean, there's just so much alcohol and like everything's against it. So like if it hits, like, God bless. I mean,
Don't ever talk about Shmano's sperm again, please. I'm so distraught at the thought of Shmano's swimmers. Does he got straight shooters? What kind of swimmers does Shmano have? Do we think they're like...
I don't know. I haven't taken a microscope to them, but you know I would, because you know me. I'm into all kinds of kink.
Ew. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm really, really happy, and I hope that you conceive a baby on your wedding night.
Oh, that would be so amazing.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Does anyone care about this? AJ has never been to Disney. I was in AJ's boat until about 4 years ago. I took
Got to go.
my whole family. We never went as kids. My parents never had the money to take us.
With that.
I know, right? Screw them for being poor. You know, I mean, it's like,
Same with my family. We're like, why do we need Disneyland when we can go to Ocean Shitty? I'm like, oh, real fun. I love that place, though. We go every summer. I can't complain.
let me
It's
tell
no
you, the
Disneyland.
boardwalk at Ocean Shitty is not nearly as amazing as Disney.
Not as magical.
Hell no. Like, let me tell you, the
well.
cigarette butts and stains all over do not
Hey.
happen at Disney.
What is it called? It creates character. I grew up going Ocean Shitty. Now I just have low expectations. It's like now when we go to like a fancy Italy resort, which we still don't, but when we do, it'll be amazing.
Well, if you're going to Disney anytime soon, people are now freaking out, and it's becoming an Instagram sensation for their spring fantasy cotton candy treat. It's 5 fluffy layers of international delight available to guests at Walt Disney World through the summer. Being artfully whipped up at Epcot's Lotus House near the China Pavilion, the multicolored, multidimensional snack is pure Disney magic and is now the hottest thing to get on Instagram. So now it's just every Instagrammer, and I gotta tell you, it does look amazing. Like, I wish I was going this summer. Isn't that so cool?
What is it supposed to be? Why is it a part of the Asian culture? Does it look like a little umbrella?
I think it's supposed. It's supposed to look like maybe a little lotus
flower?
or
Oh,
something?
okay, I see it. Well, it's a work of art. It's gorgeous. Definitely Instagrammable.
Totally Instagrammable. So if you're on your way there this spring, because it seems like every time I log on to Facebook, people are either engaged, pushed out a kid, or headed to Disney. So there you go.
I've got to go. This is going to be, maybe I should do my 25th birthday there. I've been trying to plan my 25th birthday. I thought about Miami, but maybe I should just, are there bars there?
Yeah, Epcot, you
Okay.
drink around the world. If you're an adult, you basically get a pass.
Oh.
And you could carry your booze around, and it's like a good mile or two, like to walk. Maybe
Really?
not 2 miles.
Okay,
but like
walk
a
off the
mile.
booze, and there's
Yeah.
not too many kids. I mean, I like kids,
There's a lot of kids,
but I don't want to
Epcot's
be,
more
I don't
adult.
want to get arrested for public intoxication around toddlers. That would be horrible.
No, I think it's there's not a lot for kids to do there, so I think that's why. I think there's a couple
Okay.
rides.
I'm trying to get wild.
You can get wild at Epcot. You'd have a really good time. Okay, last story.
Wow.
Do we want to do the woman that suffered a stroke while she was going down on her boyfriend, or do we want to do that the new penis cam is now like will broadcast your sex life, like stream it? Like you literally put on a penis cam.
Okay, so here's my only thought with that. I think we're going to talk about this one because I'm very confused about it. So it looks like a dick ring, but the thing that I'm confused about is what are you going to see? Is it a wide cam or are you just going to see a straight shot of the woman's ass? I don't. It goes right on here. Let me pull up a picture.
Okay, it is so here it is. It's it's called a cock cam, and it's from a UK company, and it will capture your climax, reads the company's website, as it welcomes you to the world's first penis ring with a camera. Available now for $160. Okay, I'm out. That seems like, who wants that? Yes, the copy adds, it's exactly like what it sounds. Points for truth in advertising. The site even lets you watch a not safe for work sample video. Oh my God, we got to watch that after the show. And it essentially is basically like you said. It's just like this ring that you put on your penis and it has a camera. They're saying that the biggest hiccup that people are fearful of is it has a Wi-Fi connection.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. You could hack into that and just steal all your sex tapes.
Exactly. They claim that they are currently working on high-end software and a FaceTime-style live stream with complete confidence that the user's data and privacy is safe. Yeah, right.
FaceTime? Why would you need that?
I think because you can broadcast it to your phone and then be like, FaceTiming with somebody.
So this is going to be like sex.
It's like synced to your phone.
Sexting, but
like
FaceTiming.
Actually doing it, yes. Is that not crazy? This is like for sale right now. You can order.
Okay, well, when Schmano's on his soccer tourneys, you can be like, Schmano, turn on that sex FaceTime. Oh, Lord.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
This is too much. This is way too much. I feel like, why would I want to broadcast that? If you're going to make a sex tape, R. Kelly would be all over this one.
I mean, oh my God. Yeah, he doesn't need any help. He doesn't need any help.
Oh God, what is our world coming to? I don't know if I support this one. I think this is
really.
I think this is too. I don't want to see my. No.
I feel like I think this is where it's at.
What? You think this is the future of sex?
Yeah, I feel like, you know what? Every industry.
Okay, what if you're doing doggy style? What view are you gonna get? You're straight back.
You're gonna get that. I mean, if you dip down and you wave into the camera, like
hey up there.
People can make their own tapes now, essentially.
All right, or you could just get a camera and like record yourself, and you can see both people having sex. All right, I guess if you want like a 3D, like really,
it's basically like a GoPro for your schween. Like is exactly what it is. So it's just another angle, really. Like you can still have the cameras up, get full body, but then you can also do GoPro for your schween.
This is for the cinematographic experts. This is for somebody, really, really high tech.
People are loving this, by the way. Kevin's on. He says, this is amazing. YouTube Q. I agree with Sarah. I need my husband there, too, or else I wouldn't be able to sleep.
You get really comfortable. That makes sense. Like, you getting used to their snoring.
Yes.
All their weird things they do. I'm a log, though. I don't do a damn thing.
T. Lee Jones just logged on from Baltimore City. Hello, you guys. Shannon says, I love the live chat on YouTube. I usually listen in my car, but this is amazing.
Well, stay on every single Monday, Wednesday. We love the company.
Our girl Susie Trujillo, who comes to all of our events, Susie is on. She says, I've been wanting to go to Disney. Hopefully we'll do that soon. You have to.
You are all over the place, so I don't doubt that you're going to hit up Disney World soon.
Amazing. We ran into her. She was at Michelle Wolf when we were at the comedy
Michelle
show.
Wolf, DC Improv. And then she also came to the Bloomingdale's event.
She's the best.
The best.
All right, let's get Leslie on. Leslie is the CEO and founder. We're going to have her come in. Oh, my God, this woman is so sweet. And
I hope she's not completely scarred by...
She probably is. I think she's very religious. So
great.
That always usually goes hands in hands with our show.
Doesn't
like
it?
That. Yeah, always.
I mean, I'm very religious too, and I just make an exception for the show. I'm like, let me talk a little dirty for a little bit. Then I'll get back on
That's what I love about you. That's what I appreciate about you. Leslie! Oh my God! CEO, boss, babe, Mama's Biscuits. We love her.
Welcome,
oh my God.
Mama's Biscuits.
Did we scar you, by the way? I mean, look, I know, right? I mean, we didn't scar you? Okay, good. She's like shaking her head. Absolutely not. Yeah, I work those.
Get on those headphones.
Did they not, something...
I think the red goes on your right side.
Ethan can help you put those on.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
Mama Biscuits is a brand out of, you're in Frederick, Maryland, right?
Yes.
I love your story. Okay, I've been so excited to have you on because you inspire me to keep going. Because this podcasting business, like some days I just feel like, oh, please, I'm basically going to be Oprah. And then the next day I'm like, well, what's happening? Where's this going? Is any of the mics on? That's usually how it is. So, Leslie, talk to us about, there's so many things about your story, but how many years have you been in business?
For 4 years.
4 years?
Long years, yes.
And what was the inspiration to start a biscuit company?
Actually, it all started on social media. So I started on Facebook, really. I auditioned for MasterChef and didn't make it through. And so we had already had a Facebook page up called Mama Biscuit. And then we just kept the momentum going from there.
That was it. That was it. Like,
that was it.
So wait a minute. You had no, like, you know how everyone says, like, you've got to have a business plan put together. You've got to have like X amount of experience. So you had no business plan.
I had none of that at the time.
Had never opened a bakery.
Never opened a bakery. Well, my background is, I did own a restaurant for a couple of years.
Okay.
So that, I had that background. But as far as like Mama Biscuit, no, it was just strictly threw the biscuits up online. People started liking them. 2 weeks later, I had local interest from a supermarket. And I was like, okay, I was sitting on the shelves.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was really quick.
So what I love about you is you've been very honest and upfront. When I first met you at Fox 5, you were kind of going through the list of setbacks that you've had in this business. For example, MasterChef, right? A lot of people would be deterred by the fact, that was huge to even get to the audition level.
Right.
Then you don't get called to the next round. Then you start making biscuits, you're in some stores, then you kind of expand very quickly to Whole Foods. And then what was the other market you were in really fast? Wegmans.
But it's my favorite. I love Wegmans.
Then you have to pull back from that, right? Like it was just too much too soon?
It was too much too soon. It was packaging. It was a little bit of everything. And, I had to pull out, figure it out, and now we're going back in.
Wait, were any of those moments, like, at the time defeating? Like, was there any time you were like, I just want to throw in the towel? This is, like, what did I get myself into?
This is every day. I mean,
We can
literally every day. Oh my goodness. It's like people call, it's so many different things. And so you just kind of, again, faith, you kind of keep the faith, keep it moving. Don't get discouraged. And it's about the people I have around me too. I call my tribe, they lift me up, keep me going.
Wow. And tell us a little bit about the biscuits. So this was like your grandmother's recipe, right?
It started off as my grandmother's recipe.
Okay.
I added a little bit of my stuff to it. The backstory about that was, there's a photo shoot out there that we were doing biscuits, and Grandma's recipe wasn't that great, and I followed it to somewhat of a T, and the biscuits got messed up during the photo shoot, and so they were like hockey pucks. We were literally throwing them around. And so I called my friend, I was like, go grab some biscuits from Popeyes. So we used those for the photo shoot.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
See, that's the behind the scenes.
Out there the pictures out there on the internet, but it's hilarious.
Oh, what's your favorite flavor? You got lots of flavors here.
Oh my goodness. My favorite flavor is anything with cherry in it. So we're coming out with cherry blossom.
Okay.
So I have a cherry blossom biscuit, and that only comes out once a year. And I absolutely love anything with cherry in it. We have of course, the banana Fosters, which is our number one sweet flavor. And then we have the chicken stuffed pot pie, which is our number one savory flavor. I didn't bring that today, but I did bring, buttermilk. We have our traditional buttermilk. And surprisingly, that is a huge seller online. I mean, people.
Really?
Oh my gosh. I'm like, what is it? I got gourmet biscuits here and you're ordering buttermilk.
Isn't it crazy what people want versus what you think they
Crazy.
want?
I mean, literally, I am shipping them all around the country. Wow. It is just crazy. People are ordering like buttermilk left and right.
Buttermilk.
Yeah.
Tell us, okay, you're everywhere now. You're in Walmart. You're going back into Whole Foods. Are you in Wegmans or heading back into Wegmans?
No, we are working with Wegmans, going back in with our pans. So we're working with them. We got 2 major stores coming up here within the next month or so. I'm not going to say right now, but keep following us on the social media, and you'll be able to find out what stores they are. We just did a run on QVC with our cobblers.
Tell us about that, because everyone says that's an incredibly difficult place to get into.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we did biscuits there before, but we did QVC last week, and we did okay. We did very well. People were very receptive, but then we started getting some negative reviews. I'm like,
welcome
whatever.
to national.
That comes with comes with
the exposure.
Yes, absolutely. So.
A lot of women, when we were talking, I was saying this, a lot of women and men that listen to the show want to start their own businesses, want to do something on the side. And Tell people where to start. Obviously, for you, it was a passion. You love to cook, you love to bake. But how do you just jump in? What would you do differently if you could go back?
You know what? I wouldn't change anything. I just kind of stepped out there with no intentions on, I actually made.
I love that. I love this because it's so counterintuitive,
like,
right?
biscuits?
To everything that we're told. I love it.
I love the fact that I had something as simple as biscuits, So I would just say start where you are. That's always been my thing. If you're start writing things down, jotting things down, keep a little log, keep a little book, and, maybe 5 years from now or something like that, you may come back to it. You may see that book and be like, you know what, I'm ready to start this. So everybody starts it in their own time.
We also, at least I hear this a lot, it's harder for women to start businesses.
Yes.
And it's specifically harder for Black women to start businesses. Yes. What challenges do you feel like you faced as a Black woman versus what a white woman might face, or an Asian woman, or, someone else?
Everything. I had everything against me. Number one, in this industry, you don't see a lot of African Americans, period.
Really?
Yeah, this is in the food industry.
Really?
We're doing different things. We're, of course, doing sauces or something like that. But, yes. And, brokers, buyers, they're not us, let alone women. So you don't see a lot of African American women in this business either. So I had a lot of challenges, but I was able to knock those doors down. So I was like, here I am. This is what I have. You either like it or you don't.
So does rejection, it seems to me like in just like getting to know you a little bit, it seems like rejection just doesn't even come into your space. Like you don't seem bothered by it.
Oh my gosh. Oh yes. Okay. So 3 things take away.
Yep.
It's okay to say no. You don't have to take every venture. You don't have to take every opportunity that comes your way. That could quickly put you out of business. Next, people are going to tell you they don't like your stuff. They're going to tell you they don't like it. They're going to tell you, no, I don't want your product in my store. I've heard it all. In the beginning, it used to bother me, but then I had to realize that, faith over fear, and as an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter what faith you are, whether you, I don't know, pray, meditate, whatever, but you have to, entrepreneur, that journey is fearful. It's fearful and it's lonely. And a lot of people don't understand that it's a lonely journey. But if you have your faith, I'm telling you, that'll take you through any adventure you go through. Yeah. You're not going to, it's not going to bother you. It'll brush right off your shoulders at that point. Yeah.
Oh my God. Everything that you're saying, I can completely relate to. And I know AJ too, being in the entertainment business, because as an entertainer, you're also kind of you're your own commodity, you're your own act. And no matter what you do, you're not going to be for everybody. But it's hard to accept that because people will tell you to your face, like you said, in reviews to your face. Brokers, I'm sure, have gone, no, you're not,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've heard it all. So, and again, you just take the good with the bad and, you don't let that stuff bother you. You either keep it going, and at the end of the day, remember, it's your journey. It doesn't matter what anybody else says, what anybody else does, or when they tell you, hey, it's time for you to leave your job or whatever. It's when you're ready to do it, and it's your journey. So I don't get swayed by that anymore. I don't get swayed by competitors. I don't get swayed by people telling me anything. I'm like, look, this is me. I'm going to do me. This is how I do my business.
How do you not get swayed? Isn't she amazing? You just bring me so much inspiration. How do you not get swayed by competitors? I would say right now that's my biggest thing. I spend a lot of time looking at what other people in the podcast space or new media space are doing, and it totally gets to me. I think, oh my God, they're making a video about, I don't know, whatever, slicing cucumbers. I should be doing that. Like, okay, this person's got like a podcast and they're doing it this way, and I spend a lot of time. How do you stay focused?
You know what? You're going to have competitors. You're going to have them. It's the nature of the game. You got to always be one step ahead of them, and I'm always one step ahead of them. Always.
She's so good. Oh my God. Mama
I love the confidence.
Biscuits is the name of the company. You are DMV born, and that's where this is manufactured.
Yes.
Where can people, you can purchase online, you can purchase at stores. Tell people listening in, and we do have listeners from New York City to LA, but where can people find, order, taste?
Well, most people are ordering them online right now. www.mamabiscuit.com. MAMABISCUIT.com.
What did you bring for us to sample?
Oh, I brought banana Fosters. And I brought, of course, our famous buttermilk. I bought Banana Foster's, Kahlua stuffed brie.
Oh, the Kahlua.
Yes, and out there I actually have the blueberry lemon and cinnamon vanilla cream.
Oh my God. Okay, Age, pull one.
I'm going to lift it up so that
Yep.
we can get it on the camera.
Let's see it on the camera. Now, what
Everything's
about,
kind of falling off.
obviously you're so busy every day. You know, you're getting into new stores, you're launching, you're working on packaging. Seems like too with anyone that I've ever talked to that has like a food business, it's the packaging is like insanely expensive, insanely difficult to master, huh?
Yes, I actually have an amazing, I have a lot of consultants around me. And I actually have an amazing graphic designer, and she is located out of Tennessee. She does an amazing job with what Mama Biscuit does.
I'm just going to eat this
It
biscuit.
may be frozen. I don't know. Be careful. Don't break it too. But, you know, and they are best served warm. I tell everybody they're best served warm. You have to warm them up to get all those flavors going. You know, what you're seeing right now is just kind of room temperature or whatever. But yeah, but
Sure, it's still gonna taste
packaging,
delicious.
you know, packaging was my biggest problem in the beginning, and I kind of, you know, finally ended up getting that together. So now here we are.
What do you want to do next? I mean, we see with any sort of like usually chefs or brands, they seem to then write cookbooks, they seem to launch storefronts. Do you think like that, or do you think, hey, look, let's just get to, you know, point B and then we'll like see as it comes? Like, how do you plan now?
Well, you know, my grandmother, I always wanted to pay homage to her. So she actually has the handwritten cookbook. So at some point, I'm going to go ahead and get that published for her. And as far as like storefront, retail storefront, brick and mortar, absolutely not.
That sounds like a lot of work. You can do it right from your house,
Absolutely
right?
not.
You do it right from your home.
That's no. Well, no. I actually have a manufacturing facility in Frederick, but you know, I don't want a brick and mortar. No.
Oh God, that's a whole nother
No.
nightmare. I know. I know.
I love people, but I don't love them that much.
Yeah, you definitely have to be a people person.
Yes.
You are okay. We want you to stay here. We do something called 4 Things That Are Poppin', which is everything in celebrity news. So we're going to hit that. Are you a big celebrity news consumer?
Oh yes, yes. I mean, I'm constantly on Instagram, whatever I can find, and I'm reading it. And I'm sitting there like, oh.
I know. Don't
So,
you
yeah.
love all the tea? I love it so much. Well, 4 Things That Are Poppin' is everything going on in celebrity news. So really quick, we'll hit those. Paris Jackson over the weekend dispelled all rumors that she attempted suicide after TMZ put out a statement saying that she had attempted to take her own life into Friday morning. This is all on the heels of the Leaving Neverland documentary. Jackson took to Twitter to avidly dispel the TMZ rumor and called the tabloid, quote, liars. We've all watched the Neverland documentary here. It's so difficult to watch. I always say about Michael's kids, the saddest part, I think, of course, are the victims, but also these kids, you know, they're going to pay for everything he was, regardless of what the truth is or not the truth.
Right.
And it's so sad because they have, you know, they adored him. You know, it was their dad.
Yeah.
And I just feel so bad for them. They're saying that Blanket still isn't speaking. No one really knows what's going on with Prince. It's just, it must be very difficult to live that life.
So too, out of anybody, I think Paris is the one that's mostly in the public eye compared to
Right.
the other kids. And I totally could see that whole thing being true because watching that movie, you can imagine. And I know she didn't watch it. She like refuses to watch Leaving Neverland, but she took to Twitter and said it's not true. Like she did not commit suicide. So
I know.
I hope she's not going through anything.
It's going to be
that?
so stressful. Of course, all the fallout for Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin for the $500 million college bribery scam continues. And now a mother is actually suing both of the actresses after she says that her child actually had all the credentials to get into this school, but she believes that either Lori Loughlin or Felicity Huffman, parents like them, are responsible partly for some of the reason that her child didn't get into those Ivy League schools, because she's basically saying, look, my kid had it. You took a spot when you weren't qualified. So now the actresses are being sued. Also, Olivia Jade, who, of course, is the daughter of Lori Loughlin and a YouTube star, all of her old videos are still coming up on the internet where she often talks about how much she hates school, doesn't want to go, and hardly
Yikes.
went to school in high school.
Like I have too much.
Wow.
Oh, please. We would love to hear your take on this because
Oh no, you don't want to hear my take on this.
Yes,
we
we
do.
You're a woman that like brought yourself up. Isn't it infuriating? That's what I find so infuriating.
It's very sad. It's very sad. You know, you have to pay your way, but that's, you know, that's the way. I mean, that's what's going on, and they just got caught.
Yeah,
We don't know who else is doing it.
And does actually doesn't discourage me because I always feel like when you do stuff like this, eventually it always comes back to bite you. But I think it's hard. Like we talked about this last week. The disappointing part is, a lot of people, whether it's the music business, whether it's colleges, you can pay for
your way,
followers.
right.
You can pay to get your music trending. You can, if you have a lot of money, someone's going to make a great album for you, So but at the end of the day, I always feel like if you do crap like this, it comes back.
Really sad. But I feel like it's Lori's fault because although the daughter was a little airheady on her YouTube page, it really falls on the mom because she allowed the whole thing. She orchestrated it.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Now her daughter's life is kind of a joke, which is really the sad part.
Yeah, I think it is going to be pretty hard for that. I don't know.
Do you think $500 billion, though, suing them for $500 billion is a little much?
That's the mom. The mom is suing both the actresses for $500 billion. I think that's going to be thrown out. Like, I think she's probably trying to settle with the university or somebody for like probably $1 million or $2 million, but all their legal problems are just going to continue, which as they should.
Yeah, they deserve at least a little repercussions.
They need to go through the legal system, and if it means they get locked up, they get locked up.
Nene Leakes is also shooting down rumors that she and Greg Leakes are split. If you watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, which I do every Sunday night, last night the drama continued, and BET and other news outlets were saying that Nene and Greg have in fact called it quits. She put out a statement this morning saying that that's not true, that they are still working on their marriage. Leakes responded to a fan who insinuated that she and Greg had split, and Greg Leakes and I are very much together, she says. You're looking at an episode that was shot in July of 2018. So we'll see what happens. Greg, by the way, continues to battle cancer. And Nene's frustrations have been a huge point of this season's storyline. And they separated before. I like them as a couple, so I hope they...
Yeah, I hope they do too.
Yeah.
And, it's hard taking care of someone who has cancer. I took care of him as my dad's caregiver. So, therapy.
Therapy, yes.
Therapy.
That's totally where it's at. And then lastly, Mama June has been arrested by at an Alabama gas station for felony drug possession. Mama June, of course, was all part of the Honey Boo Boo fame, and she is the mother of Honey Boo Boo. Mama June, the TV star, according to TMZ, was arrested there at the gas station. June Shannon was arrested last Wednesday following a domestic dispute with her boyfriend. They say both went to jail. She was arrested for felony possession of a controlled substance and drug paraphernalia, which people are calling was crack cocaine.
This
Damn.
is the saddest thing. I really thought they were getting their stuff together after she lost all that weight.
Damn. That is like...
Mama needs to drop the mama from her name. Okay. Making me look bad.
Right. You have no connection with that crazy woman.
Mama is a mess.
It's so sad. It's like, I don't respect this family. I mean, I loved watching them on TV because they're just so crazy.
Did you? I never watched.
Well, you just see how different people are in the different parts of the country. It's just like they're just such a different, you know what I mean? And then you see this and you're like, oh, this is so sad. You don't know if fame did that to them but like her previous husband was molesting her youngest child. Yeah. Which is sad. And then you see this now they're using crack cocaine.
It seems very dysfunctional.
Very dysfunctional.
And
Not very.
You kind of follow it, AJ, but what did ever happen to Honey Boo Boo? Like you said, she's like 13 now?
Yeah, she's 13. I mean, she's still in and out of like a little bit of the shows that she was in, but she's not as sensational as she was before because she was in a bunch of TV shows and now she's not as like on the screen. And obviously, mom is not really helping out much with her career anymore. But I don't know. I think this was like fame gone wrong. This is like these type of people probably should not be in the public eye with like indispensable amounts of cash because
I'm going with 100% no. Yeah, this is terrible. Lastly, on the show on Mondays, we do a thing called Pineapple Mail. Ethan, do you have my cell phone? Pineapple Mail is essentially any of your feedback, thoughts, questions that you have for the show. You can always DM me. Most people do. You can DM at Hey Frase on Instagram. It's at Hey Frase on Twitter. Or you can always email me, Sarah at HeyFrase.com. We got some good ones that I wanted to go through, AJ. This is a woman who writes, Hey, Sarah, when you read my message on air, please don't use my name, but I was listening to your podcast from last Monday about phone charger Nazi, and it totally reminded me of my husband. You should ask KT, or was it KJ? It's KT, if her date is a Virgo. My husband is totally set in his ways and his reasoning. When he's using his GPS on his phone to navigate, he likes to have his phone charger on because it drains the battery, and it irks him to no end when I need to use his charger, which is like always. She should totally give him another chance, but it's probably a good indicator that he's going to be like this in other seemingly random situations. KT, by the way, is gone out on a second date with him.
Oh, she did. She ended up going out. So the story with this is she was in the car and her phone was about to die. It was at 6%. And the other guy who she was going on a date with, first date, was at 100%. And he refused to let her use the charger. And she's like, should I go on a second date? Like, what's with this guy? We called him phone charger Nazi.
No. That's
It's a little
selfish.
absurd, right?
Yeah,
You've got 100% battery. Let the woman use it. She's got 6%. It's about to die.
Ben follows that up and he goes, hey, Sarah and AJ, what's funny is that I was on a date a week ago and the woman I was dating asked if she could connect her phone to my phone charger and I had no problem with it.
See?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm willing to. Yeah.
Ben, thanks for being an awesome man. Lastly, on Pineapple Mail, a listener writes to us and she goes, Sarah or AJ, if you're looking through Sarah's DMs, have you guys listened to Undisclosed podcast? It's about Adnan Syed and it goes deeper than Serial. Serial is more, quote, entertaining. Undisclosed makes you think you're a lawyer. If you haven't listened, I highly recommend it. I believe that if you're on the fence, you'll leave it like this kid didn't do it. I remember listening to Serial and every other day I would change my mind and I ended up thinking Jay did it. Undisclosed makes me think Adnan didn't do it and Jay wasn't there at all. Also, Jay did an interview that he still has changed the story several times. It breaks my heart that that they reinstated his conviction. I think Rabia Chowdhury, who's been on this podcast, I think she's the one behind Undisclosed.
It would make sense because she was always for Adnan, you know?
So I haven't listened to it all the way through, but the reason, too, this woman is writing this is there's a new documentary on HBO. I'm obsessed with documentaries on this show, all about who really did kill Heyman Lee.
Okay.
And Adnan Syed has just been ruled in Maryland High Court that basically they don't want to grant him another trial. So it's interesting that continues. So you can always DM us. It's Sarah at HeyFrase, or you can hit me at HeyFrase on Instagram, on Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you guys for joining our live stream. Oh my gosh, Leslie, you were so amazing from Mama Biscuits.
Thank you.
It's mamabiscuits.com.
Mamabiscuit.com.
Mamabiscuit.com. You can order. We love you guys so much. We'll see you on
you. Thank you for
Wednesday.
having me.
So much more to come. Bye, everybody. Love you.
By the way, these were so good. I just couldn't chew on my microphone.
Everybody. Yes. Oh my God. Delicious.